The good, the bad, and the odd. They do go on.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Marcus Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So, this one was a free pick, and you know what? I was kind of in a Mel Brooks mood after doing The Producers, so I've picked History of the World Part 1, which I don't think you've seen before, right?
No, this is the first time watching.
Yeah, so, History of the World Part 1. So, a bit different from his usual, you know, it's not a cohesive narrative, it's like bits, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a variety show, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it is. In many respects, the closest I can think of anything is probably Monty Python's Meaning of Life, which might have been made after this. So I'm not really sure. So we get various scenes. What was your overall feeling on this?
I really enjoyed this. It had me laughing a lot.
There's a lot of corny jokes, but there's some absolute banger jokes in this.
Yeah.
Really terrific jokes. So it kind of works quite. And then a big old mixed up cast. And this is the first time I think Mel Brooks threw himself into a film as one of the main characters. So that was kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Though we get his voice a bit in The Producers, we don't see him.
Yeah, we get the don't be stupid, be a smarty, come and join the Nazi party.
That's him, that's him. Right, so opens with a parody of 2001, right?
Yeah.
Our Forefathers, that's a great way to start a film like this. It's so ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
A bunch of apes kind of just realising they could use their hands, and the first thing they do is kind of masturbate, right?
Yeah.
And as he says, our forefathers. Then we get a whole little section of little sketches around cavemen, right?
Yeah.
Narrated by bloody
Orson
Orson Welles. Amazing. We get lots of... Sid Caesar's like the main kind of comedian in that, you know, he's I can't remember his name, but they give him a name, and the narrator explains what's going on.
Yeah.
Any particular standout sketches on this?
Standouts there was the invention of the very first artist, and followed very quickly by the very first art critic. Who came and pissed on his
paintings.
And the discovery of music was also good.
Yeah, I really like the choir where they just hit the bloke in the bollocks with a big rock to do the bass. It's ridiculous. So, okay. So that's like the first 5 minutes or so of the film.
Yeah.
And then we get
like one sketch with... sketch is actually probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
One skit with Moses comes down from the mountain saying, I have brought forth these 15, and then one of the tablets just drops and smashes on the floor. And he goes, 10 commandments.
And he goes, and he makes a joke about Moses. He goes, the deaf could hear you. And he says, what? No, nothing, God, nothing.
Yeah.
And all that. I quite like Mel Brooks' Moses. Now, I thought, I was wrong, but I thought they actually got Charlton Heston to do the voice of God, which would have been funny, given out. I mean, we could have watched this film.
Clearly, it's clearly taken off the Charlton Heston Moses movie.
Yeah, and we could have watched this film as part of our Moses, because we did those 3 Moses movies, didn't we? It would have kind of fit in. You go 10 commandments, which made me think, I wonder what the other 5 were, but never mind, it was a joke. Right. And then we get the first long section. There's 2 kind of long sections in this, isn't there? Which is the Roman Empire, and this has some blinding jokes, absolutely blinding jokes, but like corny ones too.
Yeah. You got a brief bit. Well, they introduced Comicus, who's Brooks, who's a stand-up philosopher.
Yeah,
he's a stand-up comic, but so he's in the unemployment queue.
Yeah,
B. Arthur,
amazing.
Okay, you're a gladiator. Like for the guy in front of him, it's like, okay, did you kill anyone today? No. Did you try to kill anyone today? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard unemployment question.
Comicus comes up and starts trying to explain his job, and she just goes, "Oh, you're a bullshit artist. Okay. Did you bullshit today? Yes. Did you try to bullshit this week? Yes. And she's about to hand him money when his agent runs up and gets him a job. She's like, you're not unemployed, and puts the money back.
I'm on my way back. There's lots of also like gags in the background in there. Like there's a sign up saying orgy, first come, first served, first come. Things like that. All this kind of business.
Certainly, at some point, I saw Veni Vidi Vici reorganized. So.
Yeah, there's a few of those. There's a few Latin, and there's all sorts of kind of classical Roman phrase jokes. Like, for example, there's two guys walking along. One says "Sic Gloria Transit Mundi," and the other guy goes, "I didn't know Gloria was sick." Things like that. You know, there's all that kind of stuff. But he basically gets a gig at Caesar's Palace, which looks like a Vegas hotel from the outside. They also they ran into
a Vestal Virgin who they save from a guy who's from
beating
a slave owner who's beating a horse. The horse turns out to be called like a famous chariot racing horse called Miracle. So there's Miriam the Vestal Virgin, and then there's Josephus the slave,
who's Gregory Hines, who's terrific in this. I really like Gregory Hines. He's not been in many films, but he's he's a kind of song and dance guy, really. In fact, he's in some a dance movie with Baryshnikov, one of the greatest male ballet dancers of all time, really, called White Nights, where they kind of figuring out dances, and it's kind of a plot around. I can't remember the plot actually. It's something about defecting from Russia or something. I can't really remember. But I'll tell you what, Gregory Hines is a really good dancer and keeps up with Baryshnikov, which really, and you can see he's talented in this when he does the Ethiopian Shushan.
It's like a soft tap dance sort of thing.
Yeah, I have to say, there's a bit of language in this which probably wouldn't go down once a day.
There's
homophobic slurs, racial content.
It's just a lot of slurs. They do some pretty funny jokes where he's like, you can't feed me to the lions, I'm Jewish. You saved that for the Christians. And then they just sort of look down his trousers and he goes, Jewish? Really? And he goes, they missed.
They missed. And also, I really like Madeline Kahn as the Empress Nympho.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Constantly.
Making sexual innuendos.
People.
Yeah. And a touch of the Carry On Cleos about it.
Yeah.
Because,
there's a bit where Josephus gets hired as like a wine attendant.
Yeah.
He's pouring her wine and he just says, say when? She goes, 8:30. And just carries on with the conversation.
That's an earlier joke that made me laugh, where she's being carried by pallbearers, and she's going, "Will you guys keep in step? You're shaking my tits off." And at one point she goes, "Have I got an opening this man could fit?" And the whole crowd go, "Whoa!" It's so stupid. It's stupid, but it's funny, right? It's funny. We've got to be careful not to just. Well, we're gonna just recite jokes. We are. The absolute standout joke, the biggest belly laugh for me in this film is, and it works every time, is the Senate, where basically we see a shot of the Senate and again, should we aspire to greater things and should we just keep building golden palaces and continuing on in this track, or should we consider the poor and all this? And they all stand up and go, fuck the poor. That's hilarious.
There's not even a pause. It's like they all just stand up in unison military and go, fuck the poor.
Ever was it so, right? Ever was it so? Still the same now. There's that one, and there's again, we're just reciting jokes, but it's such a good joke where we see Oedipus tapping along, and he goes, "Hey, Josephus," and Jimmy, "Hey, what's up, motherfucker?" Classic, unbelievable.
So then they go on the run because one of his stand-up philosophies is basically
having a go at the emperor,
making fun of the Emperor Nero about his weight and his corruption. They have to do a run around where they hide in the Vestal Virgin chambers. And they have someone do like a sexy dance because they're hiding among the eunuchs to find who's not a eunuch there. And apparently the entire Vestal Virgin room was filled with Playboy centerfolds.
Wow. They were quite beautiful.
And there was a guy just before they do that who's like, this is called the centerfold. And he's holding like two slabs.
Oh, yeah, they have a joke Hugh. What's his name? Hugh Hefner.
First,
that is Hugh Hefner. Wow,
Yeah.
he's good. And he's like, I thought they were kind of suggesting that Playboy's so old that it started like Roman times, but yeah, it's Hugh Hefner. Yeah. And that dance.
They run around, and then there's a chariot chase with Miracle. They're like, "Oh, it'll take a miracle to get us out of here." Miracle comes roaring up with a chariot. They'll hop in, and they proceed to get their pursuers high as a kite by making a massive blunt and just smoking it in their direction.
Yeah, and the smoke wafts. And that made me laugh. Some of those stoned centurions made me laugh.
It's a lot of people that are very clearly not smoked marijuana, pretending to have smoked marijuana. So
my favourite bit of that was the two centurions just sitting down and one saying, "Do you think it'll fall?" He goes, "What?" He goes, "The Roman Emperor." He goes, "Fuck it."
Yeah. They escape to, I can't remember where they escape to, but they end up in
Judea.
Yeah,
they actually sing a song which you might not recognise, but it's based on there used to be a popular series of comedy films, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, The Road to Morocco and things like that. Yeah. And they basically do the road to Judea, and they sing the song from those old films that we're off on the road to Judea and all this.
Yeah, they have to take up like serving jobs. Basically. Yeah. So Comicus serves at the Last Supper, and there's a lot of like. Double entendres, really. Where it's like Jesus is going, "One of you shall betray me," and Comicus goes, "Judas," and he goes, "What? Would you like water with that?
Would you like mulled wine?" He keeps freaking out Jesus, and then we get the old. It's John Hurt as Jesus, as we said, who appeared in another Mel Brooks film in Spaceballs, right?
Yeah, as his character from Aliens.
Yeah, indeed. That made me laugh, and then they get. Basically, Michelangelo turns. Leonardo da Vinci turns up. Yeah, the wrong one.
They're like all sat around the table normally. He's like, "I'm just going to get back. So tell you what, everyone get round onto the same side," and then they do a recreation of the Last Supper. Except Comicus is stood behind Jesus, and his like platter thing is Jesus' halo.
I have to say, this film, right? It's packed with jokes. Now, even if, and some of them are a bit of groaners, right? But even if you don't like the last joke, like every 15 seconds or something, there's another joke.
So quick fire.
It is very fast. Mel Brooks is really hammering in the jokes here.
Yeah.
There was lots of bits about this Roman one I really like. The dance made me laugh, where each dance they said, "Yeah, he's a eunuch," and then the next one, and then he's dead. It's like, just made me laugh. The next bit, we get a musical number, which kind of definitely reminded me of Monty Python's Being Alive. They like to do their songs. They did a song and dance about the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah,
which, like as a Busby Berkeley musical kind of number, right? And there's all these bits. No, you covered. No. It's basically Torquemada.
It's Torquemada like serenading the Jewish Muslim and anyone he didn't like, really.
Yeah, torturing them so they convert. But I like the way again, a groaner of a joke, but you have to laugh. It's Torquemada, do not ask him for mercy. Torquemada, do not ask him for forgiveness. Let's face it, you can't Torquemada anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. And then lots of comedy torture as well.
Yeah.
And we even see Jackie Mason, the comedian Jackie Mason, hanging on a wall doing a bit where he says, "Playing with my balls." He's goes,
ping pong.
Yeah. And then finally the nuns turn up because people won't convert and do basically synchronized swimming routine. Yeah. Throwing the Jews in and sort of how do I do it and all this kind of stuff. It's nuts. It's bananas, but
it's bit mental.
Yeah, good song. We
then move on to the French Revolution.
Yeah.
I think my favourite joke in this part was because they're all doing dodgy French accents, except Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
It's like, the people are starving, there is no food. There's no clothing. There's no amenities. There's no police. We don't even have a language, just the silly accent.
Silly accent. Yeah, we also see Cloris Leach from briefly as Madame Lafarge, the woman knitting at the base of the guillotine.
Knitting, but she's not even got any like thread to knit with.
No, she's so poor she hasn't got anything to knit with. And then we get King. Mel Brooks is playing a double role in this bit. He's the king, and then he's the piss boy. Right? And the king, he just keeps being like proper handsy and that with women, like and just looking at, and he looks at the camera and says, "It's good to be the king."
Yeah,
it's so stupid. And we get Harvey Korman as
the with full size people. He's like, "Queen, move forward." It's like bishop to queen. Knight to queen, all the pawns to queen, gang bang.
Yes, oh God, and it's good to be the king. And we also get the Count du Monet, Harvey Korman, who's basically doing his Hedley Lamar routine.
Yeah, it's apparently supposed to be played by John Cleese.
What Count du Monet? Oh, I thought Harvey Korman did a great job though. I can see it, but Harvey Korman was really...
Originally he was casted, it was John Cleese that was supposed to be it, so...
Yeah, and I also like the fact we get the bloke that was from the producers who was like the director's assistant kind of guy. We get him as a character called Bernays. We get a standard joke on that. Don't be saucy, Bernays, It's clearly only called Bernays for that joke. And the Count du Monet, everyone keeps calling him Count de Money, and he gets annoyed, doesn't he? We see Mel Brooks as the piss boy. He's basically running around with a bucket so people could piss in it. And at one point, the Count de Money is saying, "We need to get a lookalike for you to the king because the peasant." He goes, He goes, "What's wrong with the peasants?" He goes, "The peasants are revolting." And King says, "Yeah, tell me about it. They stink on ice." Which is the line I use a lot whenever someone says something like the peasants are. I always quote that line. And he goes, "Why? I love my peasants." And then he's going, "Pull," and they're firing peasants into the air so he could shoot them. Wow, practice his shit. Amazing. And they basically do up Mel Brooks. Also, Pamela Stevenson turns up as Mademoiselle Rambeau, who wants her father released from the Bastille, and basically is like, he says, "Well, you don't put out, he don't get out." And she goes, "But I'm a virgin." He goes, "Hump or death." And he basically forces her to come to his rooms later. Yeah. But in the meantime, he gets mimicked by the piss boy.
Yeah.
And when the woman turns up and says, "Ravish me, ravish me," then the piss boy's like, and he just looks at the camera and goes, "It's good to be the king." But he says, no, we don't need to do any of that. Let me find her. And basically he writes a pardon for him. And it turns out that his father is Spike Milligan as the Birdman of the Bastille, who tries to look after. They're all dead. These birds are all dead. So,
There's a quite protracted bit where he's like, "Oh, Tweety, has a cat got your tongue?" He reaches in and pulls out a whole case. Like, "We've got a lot more of you."
A stupid joke like. And it turns out they capture the lookalike and take him to the.
Yeah, and he gets executed. He's going to get executed.
I like the whole classic line though. Of he goes, "I may not be born a king, but I could die a king." And he goes, "Do you have any last requests?" "None." "Do you have any last words? Do you want a sort of, a blindfold?" "None." And then he sees the guillotine. He goes, "Jesus Christ." He goes, "Oh, no. And then the whole film kind of just converges. Josefa turns up with Miracle.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, it'll take a miracle to get up there." And Joseph just runs, charges up with Miracle. And they're like, "Come on, let's get out of here."
And that's it. I mean, there's two longer sections, the French Revolution and the Roman one.
French and Roman are the major parts. Stone Age, Old Testament, and the Inquisition. Shorter sections.
And then we get a ridiculous set of previews for the next film, which is Hitler on Ice.
Yeah.
Skating.
Which he kind of did already.
Yeah, The Viking Funeral, which is just a silly gag, and Jews in Space, which did make me laugh a lot. Because they actually made it sound like Star Wars quite a bit, didn't they? Yeah. So History World Part 2. Interestingly, there is now a series out that came out, I think, last year. History World Part 2 on Netflix or one of the streaming services where they're doing.
I don't know if they did.
I think they did Hitler on Ice and Jews in Space in it. I think I had a quick look. And it looked like it's very much a sketch show. You know, there's like 5 or 6 per episode of like different things. And there's lots involving Jesus from the listing. They keep going back to Jesus, making fun of Jesus or something. I don't know. I might give it a watch, though. I quite enjoyed it. So that's kind of it. Lots of old faces I kind of just about recognise. You probably wouldn't. Because they're way before your time. But
the only one I really recognised was Dom DeLuise.
We got Dom.
Harvey Korman and B. Arthur, really. That was,
and Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman from Frau Blucher from Young Frankenstein, right? But there was loads of... Sid Caesar is an old hand too. Sid Caesar, you might even recognise he was the coach in Grease. If you said Grease, he played that role. But he was massive. He was massive in American TV in the 50s. Mel Brooks used to be one of his writers, you see. But Spike Milligan, I guess we know him. And some English there were some English actors in there. I mean, Nigel Hawthorne turned up as I think he was like the guillotine guy. I couldn't believe it. And a few other familiar faces from British TV. So I think he must have filmed it in the UK because there was quite a lot of British actors. I don't know, though. It opened the same weekend as Raiders of the Lost Ark and Clash of the Titan. Tough, right?
That's
tough.
Hard.
That is rough, isn't it? Had a good strong start, but apparently word of mouth put people off, which surprises me. Which very much surprised me because I went and saw it when it came out. I did go see it at the cinema, and I really liked it. I thought it was hilarious, and all my mates liked it. We were quoting this back to each other for weeks. Honestly, it's one of those. Quite an enjoy. Yeah. So let's round out. What general thoughts?
This is a really fun film. I think having seen it, it goes quite high in my sort of list of Mel Brooks films.
Yeah, it's better than I remembered it. I always enjoyed it. I liked it when it came out, but when I go back and watch Mel Brooks, it tends to be the producers, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is, to me, peerless as a comedy, really. That unbelievable Marty Feldman stuff. He doesn't do much, but it's so good. It's so good. But this is fun and pretty good, and it's kind of nice to see Mel Brooks. He had taken leads in earlier films. I think I said it's the first time we've seen him, but I think he was the lead in a film that came before, which was a Hitchcock parody called High Anxiety. But I could have that wrong. I might have my timings wrong on that. But this was a lot of fun.
That sounds more like a High Society.
Well, it was a pun on high anxiety. It was basically Vertigo. It was taking the piss out of Vertigo, really. In many other of his films. There's a one where the birds are parodied, but all they do is shit on someone rather than attack them. So Mel Brooks gets covered in shit, basically, in that one. Okay, so I mean, he never intended to make History World Part 2. That was just a joke at the end. Yeah. But Hulu, apparently, it premiered on March the 6th, 2023. Hulu went with it. Because Mel Brooks' star was reascended with his musical, he did a musical producer, and that made him come back to the fore, and he started doing other stuff, which is good. He's always been kind of funny. But yeah, solid film. What would you rate it?
I'd rate this an easy 8 or 9.
Okay, that's pretty high. I'd say 8 for me. 8 for me. Where'd you put it in the pantheon of Mel Brooks films?
Ooh, okay.
Of the ones you've seen so far.
Yeah, so I'd still put Spaceballs the highest.
Okay.
This would follow that. Then, Young Frankenstein's the highest. Spaceballs this. Blazing Saddles than Goosey's.
Okay, so you like this better than Blazing Saddles? That's high praise. Yeah. High praise. I have to say, watching this made me want to watch Spaceballs again. Honestly, because it's the same mix of corny and funny, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's kind of very likable films. That's what they are.
Yeah,
they're very, very fun, and you can put them on and just laugh. And honestly, they never get less funny.
Yeah,
you can see that Senate joke makes me laugh as much as the first time I ever saw it, honestly.
Yeah, that got a full belly laugh from it.
Because you don't expect it. Yeah, you just don't expect it.
Do we build roads? Please, the people. Fuck the poor.
Such is life, right? Okay, let's. We both like this film. Pretty solid film. I'm glad I picked it. It was a real joy to rewatch. Good to see Gregory Hines in something. This, I think, was his first film as well. First movie he was ever in. Really good. Got star quality, that guy. Should have been in more, but he made a few decent films, but he should have been in more, I think. But yeah. All right, then. Let's wind up this. So, bye from me.
Bye.
Torquemada, do not implore him for compassion. Torquemada, do not beg him for forgiveness. Torquemada, do not ask him for mercy. Let's face it, you can't Torquemada anything.
The Inquisition.
Let's begin.
The Inquisition.
Look out, Sin.
We have a mission to convert the Jews.
Jews.
We're gonna teach them
wrong from right.
We're gonna help them
see the light
and make an offer that they can't refuse.
That the Jews just can't refuse.
Confess. Don't be boring. Say yes.
Say yes.
Don't be dull.
A fact you're ignoring.
It's better to lose your skull cap than your skull.
Or your gavolt.
The Inquisition.
What a show.
The Inquisition.